Hello everybody, welcome back to another Manchester United preview. Now in this video we'll be talking about Manchester United's huge game against Liverpool. We'll be talking about pre-match injury team news, what this means for Erik ten Hag, the tactics from Liverpool, key players to look out for, predicted team, and obviously score prediction as well. So please do smash the like button, turn your notification bells on, and let's get straight into it. So let's start off by talking about Manchester United versus Liverpool. Listen, it's a big game. Manchester United's second game at home. We lost last week to Brighton. It's a huge chance for redemption. Liverpool, it's their third game as well, second away from home. It's a big game for them. And listen, you look at where Liverpool are in the table. They're 6 points from 6. They are a very good team. Let's not get that wrong. But they've got 6 points from 6. So you can say from United, we've got 4 points out of a potential 6. This Liverpool game is massive for us. We can't afford to lose this game. I mean, you go into that game, you go into the international break with, if we lose this game, 4 points out of 9. You draw this game. 3 points from 6. You go into the international break with 4 points. 3 points out of 9 if we lose this game, 6 points out of 9 if we win this game, and obviously 3 if we lose. Like, listen, we have to go on and win this game. Listen, we're going to talk about Liverpool's vulnerabilities and how we can exploit them. But ultimately, this is a huge game for United. Nonetheless, I mean, it's massive. Man United versus Liverpool, one of the biggest games in the Premier League. It comes very early on. I think Liverpool, they're early on into their reign under Arne Slot, but I do certainly think we can exploit them. So let's look at it. Listen, pre-match team news. Rasmus Højlund's out for United. We know Victor Lindelof's out. Euro's out still. Mount's out now, which is a huge worry. So we'll talk about how that can affect Manchester United's team. But overall, listen, it's a similar squad to what we had against Brighton, just that there's no Mason Mount in this game. Now listen, opposition, Liverpool, very good form. They've won both of their games. I would say they won the Brentford game convincingly. I only watched bits of it. The Ipswich game, it was okay. I think the first 45 wasn't the greatest from them. However, the second 45, I think Arne Slot obviously gave him a huge talk, and ultimately they went out and got the win. Liverpool are a team who obviously have constant threats. And I think it's very interesting to see the team that Erik ten Hag goes with against Liverpool. I think the opposition, they're very good. They play a very intact formation. They're a sharp team, and they are easy to exploit. At the same time, they're not. As I said, they play a 4-3-3 system. They like to play a high line, something that Manchester United obviously can exploit with the pace that we have. If you look at their last game, it was Brentford, obviously 2-0 at home, very convincing win. They've obviously brought in Chiesa, he won't start anyway, but they play a 4-2-3-1 system, similar to what Manchester United play. Listen, it's not going to be tough. I remember Manchester United last season as well, we played Liverpool, twice at home, beating them. We beat them in the FA Cup, and obviously we should have beat them for me in the Premier League. Like, we can't get out of this team, and yes, it's a new team, new manager. They're still early on into their kind of journey with Slot. So I do certainly think we can get out of this Liverpool team. How do we do that? I'll talk about that towards the end of the video with the tactics. But listen, for me, it's massive, and I think opposition Liverpool, they're strong. They're title contenders. They've got very good players all around the pitch, and then particularly their fullbacks are absolutely fantastic for them in Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, two of the best fullbacks which we've seen in kind of Premier League sort of in the last 6-7 years. So listen, let's see what happens with that. But yeah, the opposition is very strong, probably one of the strongest in the Premier League. But we shouldn't underestimate United. We're at home, 75,000 fans under the lights at Old Trafford. It's going to be a tough game, an exciting game to watch. Obviously, Manuel Ugarte won't be in that team. We thought we would get his debut, but he hasn't been registered in time. So that's a huge disappointment. But I don't think he would have started anyway. We've got no Mason Mount, so we think about how we line up with that. But listen, let's get into it. Let's talk about the predicted team now. Manchester United, obviously the same back four that we've seen. I think in terms of fullbacks, I think Erik ten Hag must change out De Ligt. He must bring in De Ligt for Maguire. He has to do that. If Erik ten Hag wants to win this game, the best chance of his to do that is picking his best players in a game like this. And for me, you go with Onana in goal. You put Dalot and Mazraoui as your fullbacks. You're going to have to do that. I think it's a tough game for Dalot coming up against Mo Salah. You might see Erik ten Hag switch Mazraoui over to the left, but we don't know yet, to kind of combat Mo Salah. But it'd definitely be Dalot and Mazraoui as the fullbacks, because Shaw and Malacia are nowhere near fit yet. Centre-backs for me, it has to be Martinez and De Ligt. I'm hoping Erik ten Hag has kind of saw that Maguire is a liability and we need to bring in De Ligt. I do certainly think Maguire will have a big part to play for us this season, but I think in this game like this, we're going to need De Ligt. His qualities are fantastic, and he certainly is fit now. I mean, he's had, 2 weeks training since being at United, so he should be more than sharp. And he has played cameo, so I think Erik ten Hag will start him in this game. Now into midfield, what will Erik ten Hag do? I think he will go with that false 9 thing. He's going to try to compact the midfield. Listen, he's got no McTominay to choose from, no Mount to choose from. He might put Eriksen in there, but I don't think so because Eriksen doesn't really have the legs. So I think he will have to go Casemiro, Mainu and Bruno. Then that's the midfield. We're going to have to compact that midfield. Liverpool play a midfield. Liverpool play a very tight midfield. In their last game against Brentford, I'm sure... I'm just checking now, sorry. In the midfield in their last game, Liverpool did play... Was it Gravenberch, Szoboszlai and McAllister. So not really a number 6 in that midfield for Liverpool. And then you can certainly exploit the fact that they don't have a number 6 in there. But particularly Gravenberch and McAllister, I do think they make a really, really good duo. But with having no recognised 6, I mean, you could see Endo start. I mean, he did come on Liverpool's game in the 90th minute. So maybe Slot was keeping him fresh for this game. But ultimately, for me, I think Endo's key for them. I think if Endo doesn't start, there's a massive hole in that midfield for Manchester United to exploit. And that's where I think Liverpool can get to them. But I think our midfield is very, very strong. We've got to be tight. I think Bruno is always a big game for him when we play against Liverpool. And you could see Erik ten Hag put Bruno in the false 9 and put Joshua ZIRKZEE in the number 10. You could see something like that happen. But we'll have to wait and see. That's what I think could happen. I'm going to go with Mount, Casemiro, Mainu as the midfield 3. And then the wingers, I think he'll pick Rashford and I think he'll pick Garnacho. I think Ahmad will be benched. I think Erik ten Hag likes to deploy, obviously, Garnacho on the right, Rashford on the left to use his pace against Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I think he will put ZIRKZEE up front. I think he has no other choice. I think he probably would have played Mason Mount if he was fit, but obviously he's not. Eriksen, you can't really rely on him. We've got no one else really in midfield. Obviously, Ugarte isn't fit yet. So, yeah, that's what I think will happen now. One key thing that Manchester United must do in this game is they must track back defensively. Garnacho and or whoever's on the wings, whether it's Garnacho, Ahmad, Rashford, Garnacho. They must track back. Liverpool, Liverpool are a team who use their fullbacks to a high advantage. And listen, we've got to be very, very careful. So with the defensive sort of structure that they have. But yeah, let's see what happens with that. That would be my predicted team. Let me just quickly run through it. Onana, Mazraoui, Delot, De Ligt and Martinez. I think in midfield it'd be Casemiro, Mainu and Bruno. And I think it'd go Rashford, Garnacho and Ahmad. Liverpool, I expect him to obviously have Alisson in goal, Trent, Robbo, Robertson, Van Dijk and Konate. Very, very strong back four, very, very hard to break down. In midfield, I think it'd be Gravenberch, Endo, I think it'd be McAllister, Endo and Szoboszlai. And I think it'd be Salah, obviously Diaz and Jota as the front three. Listen, they've got threats all over the pitch. I think Jota, a great goal scorer. You can see him finding form. Salah, we know what he can do. And obviously Luis Diaz will be a big threat. I think defensively it's going to be a tough game. Like the first 3 games, or the first 2 games have been for United fullback so far. I think it's going to be a very, very tough game. We've got to be careful of the threat that Liverpool have going forward. And listen, we just have to be compact as a team. We've seen that United can do it before. We just have to do it again today. I'll be interested against Liverpool. It'll be interesting to see whether Erik ten Hag goes with that kind of pragmatic approach, kind of sit back, defend and hit him on the counter attack, or whether he goes a bit more expansive, plays out from the back, confident like we're at home. I'm hoping he does the latter because I think we're at home. We've got to be confident in this game. Now, key players or the tactics, as I've talked about briefly. Liverpool, high press, high line. United, we don't know what we're going to see. Are we going to play a high line? If De Ligt comes in, are we not? Like, I don't really know about the tactics there, but we know what Erik ten Hag objective is in this game. But let's see if we can pull it off. Now, key players. As I said, I always pick out 2 key players in the preview to look out for Liverpool and United. I start off with United because we are the home team. Listen, United, I think Garnacho. I think Garnacho having a good game or how Garnacho's games go will massively affect the United the result, in my opinion. If Garnacho has a good game, he'll probably score, get an assist, and be part of what we can do. If he doesn't, we probably won't win the game. Ultimately, I think he's our best attacker at this moment based on form. And I want him to have a good game. I think he can certainly have it. He's had good games against Liverpool before. And yeah, I'm hoping we can use his quality, whether that be on the bench, from the bench, or from the start. And one more, Casemiro. I think for me, again, he's another key player. If he plays well, we have a high chance of winning the game. His quality is fantastic. He's great on the ball. If he has a poor game, he gets run through midfield, it's not going to look good for Manchester United. But it's all about being compact in that midfield. Casemiro, Mainu, and Bruno. We can't be wandering off like we were against Fulham. I think we were way too high. I think we were running after the ball a bit too much. We just got to stick together as a unit because Liverpool will try and bombard us. Now, Liverpool, 2 key players. I think for me, Mo Salah, he scored numerous of goals against United. I think he scored a hat-trick a couple of seasons ago. He's a threat. He's a constant goal scorer. He might not be in the game, but he can definitely pop up and score a win goal. So whoever's on that left, whether it's Delo and Mazraoui, I've got to be very, very careful with him. And Trent. I think Liverpool's right-hand side is absolutely lethal. I think what Trent can do from corners, free kicks, and score a win goal, get up the pitch, passing, elite. Like, we've got to look out for him, and we've got to be very, very careful of what Trent can do. So yeah, they're the two key players from each. I think as Alexander-Arnold and Salah are lethal players. And I think with our players, we shouldn't underestimate United. I think Garnacho and Casemiro, they need to have 2 big games, as well as the whole team. I mean, we need a solid team performance to beat this Liverpool side. But let me know your thoughts. A bit of a long preview again. Score predictions. I'm going to go with a draw, actually. I think United will... I'm hoping we can get the win, obviously. I want to see United win. But I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I think that's what I've been thinking about kind of recently going into this game. But listen, let me know your thoughts. Do you think United will win? Who do you think will start? Predicted team, tactics, who to look out for. And what do you think? Who do you think will be man of the match? Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video. Stay tuned for more videos coming up on the channel. I hope you enjoyed. This has been the Manchester United versus Liverpool Premier League Game Week 3 at home at Old Trafford. Hopefully we can get the win. This has been the preview. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and peace.